much. Well, speaking about contemporaries and hearing people speak about their experience, as my voice cracks and I twist up my speech, if you want to hear a fascinating story, in fact, you know what? I am demanding all of our listeners to go out right now to their local bookstore, get this book, or again, log on to Amazon.com. The name of the book is Autobiography of a Recovering Skinhead. And I think, just got to throw this out here before we go, I think it's really, really important. The themes in this book are universal, I feel, and I feel that race and hate, it just takes different forms. And right now there's a lot of discussion going on with the election of a black president. Immigration issues are back, gay issues are back. People are looking at the Middle East again, not again, just yet again, every day. And I just feel like, it's prime season yet again for some fringe elements to start, for people to exacerbate things and misstate situations. And I think one of the main reasons to fight stuff like that is to hear, as Ron said, and as we've been talking to Frank about, hear about it firsthand. That's the first solution of a problem. So I want, all of our listeners to get the book. People that aren't listening, demand it, buy it as a gift. Frank, couple of questions for you.
Sure.
How can we follow you online?
You can go to frankmeeink.com. A really nice person made the website for me. I mean, just said they would do it, and great guy. And so, because I'm not good with that stuff really. And then, you can find me on Twitter at Frank Meeink, or Facebook even. You can Facebook me and say where you heard me, and Frank Meeink on Facebook, and I think it's Frankie Meeink actually with IE at the end, and just tell me where you heard me, and I'll friend you. I mean, it's always good. And we were talking about it being about race, and it's the bigger part is that we're just individuals with each other. Yeah. And my job on this earth today is to be a better human being, not just to my loved ones, but to the next person I meet. And that doesn't mean you have to be all, you don't have to have a kumbaya every time, but just hold the door for someone, say thank you, say please, and just give a little bit of respect to another human being. And that's one of the ways I know stops hate.
That's great. That realization helps us all realize that. So thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thought.
Sure.
After you've picked up Frank's book and read it through, because I think that will open your eyes to many of your listeners out there. But if you need help in your fight against hate, in your kid's school, in your own life, in your workplace, just dial up www.adl.org and look for our Center for Extremism. And we're there. We're there in New York, and we're there for anybody. We were there for Frank when he came through the door, and he's been there for us because he's carried this message as effectively as anybody has. So just think about ADL, and after you read the book, you'll know there's a lot out there to be thinking about.
Okay, going to remind everybody again, www.adl.org, www.frankmeeink.com. I'm going to spell this again, people, FrankMeeink.com. Frank is on Twitter as well. I'm going to give you the address right now. He mixed it up a little bit on us. Frankie Meeink. So that's FrankieMeeink at Twitter. And Facebook, I got to tell you one more cool thing. The name of the book is Autobiography of a Recovering Skinhead. Put that in the search engine. There's actually a fan page. Frank's just got this up. Already 2,000 people like the book, and it's spreading.
Right.
Log on right now. Get on Facebook. Like this book. Make sure you read it. Frank, thank you so much for stopping by Unfiltered.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
So you heard that here. Autobiography of a Recovering Skinhead. And props. We've been talking about Frank this whole week. Want to give props to Ron Meier as well from the Anti-Defamation League.
Good looking out, Ron.
Good looking out, Ron. He came and joined us. Great guy as well.
Yeah. Good energy.
And I just love, like we were talking about in the interview, the fact, I understand why Frank is going out and speaking.
Absolutely.
I understand why the ADL, which is short for Anti-Defamation League, has a former skinhead speak. You need to hear from the source of what people were thinking when they engage in unsavory behavior.
Absolutely.
And that applies to racism, to just sexism, just bad things that go on.
Yeah, any sort of stigma or discrimination, absolutely.
So you heard the website, the Twitter stuff, and the Facebook stuff. So when you're making sure that you're doing all that stuff for Unfiltered, at the same time, you can add Frank's information
That's right.
as well.
Open another
Again,
window. Check
get the
it out.
book. I wasn't lying. I read this in 72 hours. The only reason it wasn't 48 is because Lil Ern got sick.
You eating
And
chicken?
no,
Come
no,
on.
I know. I love chicken. I have no problem saying that.
You want to
We-
stain the pages with that grease. I know.
Exactly.
But yeah, it is
So-
a good read. Absolutely good read. And it's not just about the skinhead movement. It's really about a movement that Frank made, throughout the course of his life. So it's really cool. It's really good.
Exactly. I'm glad you made that point, and I think that people need to remember this in general. Go to the bookstore sometime. Go down an aisle that you normally wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you could go down the sports aisle, and you might not watch any type of sport whatsoever, but I bet you that you can find a book that will take you out of your comfort zone, and I bet you the content could actually be applied to yourself.
Absolutely.
If you don't cook anything, go down the cooking aisle, find something. Not necessarily a recipe book. Pick up Julia Child's Guide to Life. I'm sure Julia Childs, even if you haven't
Oh,
cooked,
wow.
could give you some pointers that you could apply to
Yeah.
your life. So, exactly.
We're all human, man. The story is universal. It's just, it's different because we're all individuals, but there's some overarching things that, we all faced in life. So,
Exactly.
you're absolutely right.
And just to add on to that, when you go out of your comfort zone, we're quick to go out and find stuff with people that we share in common, and I get that,
Mhm.
and I think that's important, and I think that makes a lot of sense. But I think we'd be a better society as a whole if we went out and sought out ideas and information that we don't think we would have anything in common with.
That's right. Expand our knowledge base.
Expand your
man, and
base.
Experience.
Expand your base.
Absolutely.
Expand that foundation. Autobiography of Recovering Skinhead, Good Times with Frank Meeink. And I do apologize, and I let him know that I was saying Meeink this whole time. And as you so eloquently stated, it's Meeink, as in Mink stole. So much better than Meeink. What the hell is Meeink? When I took my pen and write about myself. But it's not about me. It's about everybody out there, you, our listeners here on Unfiltered. And I
That's
know
right.
this is one of the favorite parts of the show for you guys and gals and whoever else. We were just talking about discrimination. Don't want to discriminate. Guys, gals,
For all
whatever
of
you may call
y'all.
yourself. All of y'all. Let's just take it down to the South. I have no shame in my Southern dialect, my Southern foods, and my Southernness. And I hope that's a word. And if it's not, you know what?
We
I'm
just
from
made it one.
Texas.
That's
Damn
right.
it, I just made a word. And my Southernness. But let's do this part. We know you love it. Turn that up loud.
What the?
That was loud. That was nice. That
was
that
good.
wakes you up.
It does.
I should
Gets
get
you into
that
the
put
game.
on my alarm clock. I've got this really annoying beep right now. I should hook that up to my stereo, hook the alarm clock up, blast it. I've got those little Sony speakers. They put out about 100 watts. Imagine if that woke me up every day at 6 a.m.
You'd be like Sylvester Cat with your claws. I could have seen it.
No, I'd be in jail because the people in the building would call the cops on me if they heard somebody yelling that out and heard
Every
the breaking
morning.
glass.